Hey, so I have another hour to drive. I'm already close to Atlanta and close to my house, and just decided to record another video while I have time about my real estate kind of business. So, as I said, after my car brokerage business died down, I was looking at the different options of what else to do beside my full-time job at the manufacturing plant, and somehow I went and read a book of Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read it, I strongly suggest it. And then I read another book from him. I don't remember the name of it though. And he suggested to join a local real estate investors association. So after reading it, I actually decided to do so. So I joined the local RIA and started coming to their free classes. It's interesting because a lot of different real estate investors actually go there, from small, who owns maybe just one house or who is just planning to start investing, and to some landlords, to some rehabbers, and different people basically. It's interesting there, just to see who is doing what, and pick their brain up, pick up their brain. And so there is also some paid seminars which you can attend, and at some point of time I decided, well, let me probably pay, I don't remember, the first few days seminar was, I don't remember how much, but I think $250. And so I paid it and started learning a lot of stuff about different ways to invest in real estate. Before that, again, I didn't have any experience except buying my first condo, which I bought all the way at the top of the market in 2006, and then it completely crashed, and so my condo was like upside down like crazy. Okay, now I started learning about buying houses, fixing and flipping, meaning selling them. I started learning about buying houses, holding them as long-term rentals. Then I visited a few more seminars. I actually went to a 3-day boot camp by first one I don't remember who it was for but then I started visiting a boot camp by Dan Merrill. Really good stuff they produce, and I visited basically all of their seminars basically. Also, there is another guy named Greg Clement. I met him, and actually I did an interview with him. It's interesting. I had no idea what I was doing, but it's just kind of, I felt like, hey, let's do it, maybe I'm going to use it someday. And so yeah, start going through the seminars, learning a lot of different things, and decided that, well, enough of learning. And at some point of time I decided to buy a house. Actually, let me check when I bought my first investment house. Alright, so I just checked. Looks like in April 2009 I bought my first investment house. Now you might ask, well, where did I get the money? Since in previous video I said that I actually lost a lot of money from my car exporting business, and basically we used our credit, well, my wife's credit actually, and we just bought the house with a FHA loan. So it wasn't cash transaction. I mean, we put like, I think, 3,000 down payment or something like this. Nothing substantial. My wife was very kind of skeptical about buying the house, like, oh well, nobody's buying right now, house is dropping in prices, maybe we shouldn't do it. But I was insisting that we should, and the market gonna recover one day. So we bought our first house, and I also learned about option instead of renting to do something called rent to own. And I kind of really like the idea, especially because you can collect a big down payment up front, and that's kind of what I liked about it. And so I advertised for 10,000 down payment, put some signs up. If I'm gonna have a chance, I'm actually gonna put a picture of what kind of signs I was putting up around the town. And yeah, and I actually found a client who paid 10,000 down payment and move in. So they lived in a house for a year. They didn't exercise their option, didn't buy it, and they moved out. So I found another client who paid, I think at that time it wasn't 10,000 because I wasn't that bold anymore after a year. I was thinking, gosh, I have no idea how I got 10,000 down first time, so I think I gonna just try to get 5,000. And again, I got 5,000 down payment and somebody moved in. Long story short, I still actually have this house, and it's 2018 now, and it's, I think, our third client who lives there. They also paid 5,000 down payment, and they still live there as of right now. And so after this, I bought a second house, which let me see, how did I buy it? Oh yes, so I found a hard money lender by that time at this local investment club, a real estate investors club, and so they financed. It was a very cheap house. I paid I believe $15,000 for it. It was in a disaster area, and it needed quite a bit of renovations. So I went to seminars how to renovate houses, and decided that I know enough in order to renovate it. Well, of course I didn't know anything, and I spent much more than I supposed to, but I mean, we fixed it. And because it was in a very bad area of town, I was not able to do rent to own, so I just rented it out. And interestingly enough, I actually still have this house as well. And I had few very horror stories at that house. One of the tenants there was apparently became a drug dealer, and I had to evict, and it was her, and I had to evict her. And it looks like, I don't know what's up with that, but it looks like they were storing the drugs in a HVAC kind of ductwork. And the reason how I figured it out, because when I possessed the house after eviction, all ductwork was kind of just from the ceiling. It was hanging, and it was removed, and it was damaged, and the AC unit was all destroyed. And somebody told me that it looks like they were hiding the drugs there. I don't know how, but it's crazy. But I had to, basically I lost money on that deal, because they did damage for, I think I spent $8,000, because I had to install completely new AC system. I had to fix ceiling, because literally somebody was walking on the ceiling and fell through it, or at least tried to fall through. It was crazy, and so on. So it was a lot of money lost there. And I still have this house, so we had to fix it and rent it again. And then I start doing, I bought a few more houses without credit. So on my credit, then on my wife's credit again, then again on my credit. And if you buy few properties under your belt with the credit, it's actually harder and harder each additional time to buy a house with the credit again. So we had to find again somebody who can do for us a hard money lending. And hard money lenders normally charge 15%, so it's pretty steep. But again, As long as somebody lended me money, I was happy with that, even with 15%. And so this is how I started buying and mainly holding at the time, so buying and renting, rent to own. And then eventually I find out that somebody suggested again at some seminars that if you, it's kind of hard to go through the real estate agent because they have to send you the listings, they have to give you access to the houses, and normally they have to actually show it themselves. But again, if you're looking for a deal, you're gonna look like at, I don't know, 40 houses before you're gonna actually, like, you know, buy one. And agents don't like it, and I understand them why. And so somebody suggested, well, you can open the real estate company, hire the broker, and kind of hire the agent to work under the broker. Well, long story short, so I've done that. Internet. So all what I needed basically just to have access to MLS, so I can look at the houses and submit an offers basically from my broker. That's all what I needed. So he not gonna be bothered, and I'm not gonna run through hoops to submit the offers. And obviously when the deal was done, he was getting his commissions and everything else, so it was just easier, that's all. I didn't need to do anything crazy, I just needed to have some access to MLS, and so I can submit offers easily. And so I started buying and flipping at that time, renovating and selling, and it was going well. Again, I was doing some money, and sometimes honestly I was losing on some deals, not a lot though. If I was losing, then it was probably like few $1,000s, just because I wasn't experienced enough. But mainly it was going good. And then at some point of time, my wife got promotion, and they offered her to move to Atlanta. It was kind of iffy situation for us because she really liked her job, and but I really liked my job as well. So we were debating if we should move or not, because I have all my business and all rental properties. At that time I had, I think, around 8 or 9 properties already, and plus as rentals and rent own, and I had a few properties which I was renovating, so I was pretty busy. Like by that time I forgot to mention, I quit, well, not quit really, but I got fired from manufacturing plant. And the reason why we have the business was going slow and slow, there was no construction going on. Again, it's right after crisis, and so it became, business was really hard on this manufacturing plant, and so they were laying off people, and eventually it just got to me, and so I got laid off. And then a year later, after I got laid off, company had to close. They got bankrupt basically. Unfortunately, it was a great company. I really liked to work for them. Anyway, so well, we decided let's probably move to Atlanta and see how it works. Maybe you know, I'm gonna continue doing real estate in Atlanta. And then I went to some seminars again in New York, and I saw there, like, there was some day off, and I went something to do in town in Manhattan, and I found something on TripAdvisor called Escape Room. It was 2014. I never heard of it, and it sounded like fun. I went there, and I just really fell in love with the concept. It was like just mind-boggling how cool it was. And so I came back from the seminars, and I told my wife, listen, I'm not sure if I want to continue real estate. I mean, I'm going to deal with the stuff I have in Jacksonville, but I think I really want to try and somehow open escape room. And we already were living in Atlanta for, I don't remember for how long, but we had a house, so we bought a house here when we moved. And yeah, and so I said, you know, let me try, I think, to to do that. And well, I'll tell you, I guess, in a next time, so how I started my new business with escape rooms, and how I was continuing with the real estate, and how some other problems kind of arise from nowhere. Alright guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure if anyone watching at that point, but yeah, I hope we're gonna stay in touch, and I hope I'm gonna be able to kind of build up on this beginning and do more videos, and I hope you're gonna enjoy them. Again, the reason why I'm kind of starting this, because I saw some other bloggers blogging about some cool stuff. I saw some people who is blogging about actually building escape room props. Then I saw some people who is blogging about how to build houses, and then I saw another guy just recently who is just actually traveling the country and just blogging about it, and it's kind of cool, and I really like the style how he's doing it. The last guy, he's just basically doing like day to day. Hey, I woke up, welcome everyone, it's sunny day, today I'm like going somewhere, and it's like adventure. And I think I have a lot of stuff going on in my life, and for some reason I think some of you might be interested in seeing what I'm doing, how I'm doing, and some success, some failure. So I hope, if I'm not going to be lazy and I'm going to be recording it and you know, making the video shorter and uploading it, hopefully I'm going to have enough time, especially with now a newborn. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot of time. It's it's actually a joke, but anyway, I hope it's going to work out, and I'm going to be sharing more videos with you. Alright guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.